check.
The Friday Night Fun Net is on the air. Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is K9GCR. I'm located in Freeport, and I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net, as the name applies, to have fun. That's what this hobby ram material is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is to provide an on-air meeting place for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is the PL 114.8 MySL set. You need to have that programmed into your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or if the PL in your radio is not working properly, you can check into the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency, the straight 610 simplex. If I hear you, I will acknowledge you and check in the net. Also, this is the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, February 3rd, 2023. The first Friday Night Fun Net of the new month of February. This net is being live streamed on the internet, around the world on the internet. My KD9MED in Rochelle is live streaming this net. Those of you who wish to check in via the internet, check in via the internet with my K9MED in Rochelle, and he in turn will relay your internet check to me via the radio. And also, this net is being recorded for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Go to Friday Night Fun Net Central, follow the instructions, and you can hear this net later on this evening after it's posted. And you can hear past editions of the net. Let me reset. Okay, if you're on the 6, you can hear the repeater, but you can't get it due to the conditions. You're too far away from it, or you don't have internet access. You can give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central hotline. It's area code 815-232-FN, 232-3636. The local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check it on the radio first if you can. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take a short time or mobile stations. If you have family stuff going on, or you'd rather concentrate your driving, or you have something else going on that you can't say for the net, we'll take your short time on mobile check-in. And if you have traffic, we'll take your traffic right away. After that, we'll take general check-ins from north. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in the net, state whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfast, bike rides, marathons, or Hamfest, what have you. Okay. Then we will do the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. This is our Tech Net portion. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of a radio do you want to get? Base, mobile, all mode, or what have you? If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Then we'll have the Friday Night Fun Net DX Corner. Did you make any DX contacts this week? If you do, we would like to hear about them. I sure made plenty of them last weekend for Winter Field Day. We'll get to that later. Then, of course, we'll have our swap net. If anybody items to buy, sell, trade, or want related to hobbies, ramps, radio, or computers, please feel free to advertise them. We'll see. Hopefully we can get rid of them for you. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, we're going to do Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. Tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m., the Freeport Public Library, there will be a VE testing session put on by a state line amateur radio club. You're not doing anything. The weather's supposed to be a lot better tomorrow, come on over. Those of you who are listening on scanner, you're ready to take your test. Go to Freeport Public Library. Tell Tony K9RFD you're ready to take your test. Pay her $15. You'll be good to go. Let's pack the place. Let's see if we can get about 100 people showing up. This is K9G Star, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central here in Freeport. Okay, and also I have not had a topic plan. I think I'm going to ask everybody, what would you like to see brought up as a topic for the Friday Night Fun Net? Ham radio stuff, anything else? That'd be fine. But I couldn't think of anything to have for a topic, so we'll just throw it wide open, or maybe we'll just do a regular roundtable. We'll just see what happens. Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way. By the way, I had I think I had 25 or 26 check-ins, on-air check-ins last week. It was about Winter Field Day. Hopefully your Winter Field Day was a success. We can talk about that too. Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have any short-time mobile stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now.
KZT, Larry. Reminder about the social on May 21st. Back to you, K9KZT.
K9KZT, okay, Larry, I will definitely mention it about the social we're going to put on. Thanks for checking in, Larry. You have a good evening. We'll catch you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening rag net. Are any more short-time mobile stations you want to check? Please call now.
N9GBP, Greg in Rockford, no traffic.
Bill, no traffic.
Okay, I had two stations checking at the same time. N9GBP, Greg and Rockford have got you checked in. Oh, yeah, you're short time. You have a good evening. Maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening rag net. Thanks for checking in. And was there another station trying to check in? Come back.
Alpha 9, Victor Uniform. Michael in Janesville. I have no traffic.
89VU, Mike in Janesville. Okay, I've got you checked in. Mike, 73, have a good evening. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Any more stations, short time or mobile, we want to check in? Please call now.
KD9MED.
AC9DDF.
Okay, two stations check in. K9EPZ, Alan Rochelle, I've got you checked in short time, 73. Thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. And John, KC9DDF in Elton, got you checked in. Good, beautiful signal tonight, John. Thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. We'll talk to you next Friday night. Any more short time mobile stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe, short time, no traffic.
K9HKX, Larry and Roscoe, got you checked in short time. Okay, 73, Larry, have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. We'll talk to you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening rag net. Any more short time mobile stations would like to check in? Please call now.
W9KLG, short time, no traffic.
W9KLG, Kevin in South Rockford. Okay, how does this test mic sound to you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, Jimmy, you sound perfect. This is the first time I've actually heard you on my radio. Well, this is my portable radio, but you sound really good.
Okay, thanks, Kevin, for checking in. Okay, that's good to hear. 73, have a good evening. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Any more short time mobile stations you want to check in? Please call now.
KC9QPL, Paul Lewisburg, short time, no traffic.
K9QPL, Paul and Wells Park, got you checked in short time. 73, have a good evening. Hopefully we'll talk to you tomorrow night on the Saturday Right Net. Okay. Any more short time mobile stations would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
Kilo Delta 9, Quebec, Victor Bravo. Short time, Brian and Roscoe.
KD9QVB, Brian and Boyd, I've got you checked in. Brian's got a beautiful signal tonight. Thanks for checking in. 73, have a good evening. Any more short time mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
N9 C&W, November 9, Chicago Northwestern, Mark and Rockford, short time, no traffic.
N9 C&W, N9 Chicago Northwestern. Okay, Mark and Rockford have got you checked in. 73, have a good evening. Thank you for checking in. Maybe we'll hear from you tomorrow night on the Saturday Right Net. I'll be net control of that net tomorrow night. Okay. Thanks for checking in. Any more short time mobile stations you want to check in, please call now. Okay, we've had 10 short time stations checked in tonight, so okay. Thanks to all those stations that checked in. You all have a good evening, and maybe we'll catch you on the Saturday Evening Right Net tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on this repeater. Okay, now we'll go to general check-ins. At this time, we have any general check-ins from Northern Illinois who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Okay, one more time. Any general check-ins from Northern Illinois would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call K9GCR.
KD9MED, Kerry and Rockford.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle.
Kerry and Rockford, we got you checked in. We'll get back to you in a few minutes with your DX report and later on for the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle.
K9MED, Mike and Rochelle. He's live streaming this net around on the internet around the world. He's also recording this net for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Okay, I got you checked in, Mike. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, this is K9GCR, net control of the Friday Night Fun Net, so I checked myself in. Okay, any more stations in Northern Illinois would like to check in, please call now. Okay, well, no further checks from Northern Illinois. Let's see if we can get as good turnout from Southern Wisconsin. By the way, Scott at Case 9YI checked in as an early check-in, early bird check-in. He's got to get up early in the morning. There's a pancake breakfast that's going to take place in Monroe tomorrow morning, so he has to be there to get ready and what have you. So, okay, we'll move on. Are there any check-ins in Southern Wisconsin who would like to check in? Please call now.
KC9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin.
K9RGG, Norman, Orfordville, Wisconsin. Okay, Norman, got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. Are there any more stations who would like to, from Southern Wisconsin, would like to check in at this time? Please call now. Well, it's Friday Night Fish Friday night in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, or tavern, eating their catfish, buffalo, carp, northern pike, walleye, muskie, crappie, or bluegill, or what have you. Those of you in the Milwaukee area, you're in your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, or Braunschweiger. Of course, you cheese lovers are eating some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. And I guess on the lakes up there, the ice is frozen solid. So you ice fishermen up there, I know this weekend you'll be taking your freezers, your food, your barbecue grills, your TVs, and and what have your generators. Hopefully you'll catch a lot of fish there. So okay, at this time I will take change from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Okay, all right, I'm gonna have a few announcements to make. This is the traffic portion anyway. K9KCT said earlier in the net, Sunday, May 21st, at Camp Winnebago, there'll be a ham radio social and swap meet. This is not sponsored by any club. We're not taking any money. There will be no vendors. There will be no BE testing session. What people do you want to bring some of their equipment they want to bring, and you want to, anybody's welcome to attend. You want to swap and meet, and you want to or socialize with fellow ham radio operators. And if you want to bring your own food, you're welcome to do so. You want to bring your own barbecue grill, you're welcome to do so too. This event will take place between the hours of 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's going to be on the at Camp Winnebago, just north of Rockford. It's just north of Bauer Drive. It used to be, that was the old Harlem Road. So it's going to be held rain or shine. There'll be plenty of pavilions there. So if you're not doing anything, mark your calendars down for Sunday, May 21st, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., ham radio swap meet or social. You want to bring you some of your equipment you don't want to use anymore, or bring your own food or grill or what have you. You can do that. Again, no BE testing session. We're not taking any money. There will be no vendors. This is not sponsored by any ham radio club. We're just going to get a chance to get together here. Okay, the Sterling Rock Falls Ham Fest will take place on Sunday, March 19th. It's going to take place at Sauk Valley Community College in Dixon. I'm not sure exactly what building it's going to be held. Contact whoever is in charge of that Ham Fest, and so you can find out the necessary information about where it's going to take place. Also, Sandwich Ham Fest will take place on Sunday, May the 7th, at the Sandwich Fairgrounds. Richard, N9ZO, in Belvedere has advanced tickets for $8 in advance. You get 2 chances at drawing, and on the day of the Ham Fest, $10 at the gate, you only get 1 chance for a drawing. the drawing. Let me get my paper out here. Okay, there will be an hourly drawing, and there will be 3 cash prizes. You don't have to be present. Again, the Sandwich Hamfest, Sunday, May the 7th, at the Sandwich Fairgrounds. Richard, N9ZO in Belvedere, has tickets in advance for $8. You want to contact him? Contact Richard at area code 815-547-8686. I repeat, area code 815-547-8686. Also, this is, I found this out last Sunday night on the Big Thunder Amps Radio Club net. National Weather Service at Chicago Romeoville is going to have an in-person weather spotter class that will take place on Wednesday, February 22nd. That's Washington's birthday, at the, I believe it'd be the Boone County Fire District 2 station. I'm not sure, but it's either going to be a District 2 or District 3 fire station. I'm not sure of the exact time. Go to the National Weather Service Chicago Romeoville website to get the necessary information. Again, National Weather Service Chicago Romeoville will be having an in-person weather spotter class Wednesday, February 22nd. I believe it might be at 6:30 or 7 p.m. I'm not sure at the time, but it will take place at the Boone County Fire Station, I believe the District 2. So, okay. Does anybody else have any traffic that they'd like to pass along for the net? Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the Friday Night Fun Net, the Tech Corner. This is our TechNet portion. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? Do you, what kind of radio do you want to bid? By mobile, base, or all mode? If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them, and we will do our best to answer them for you. Does anybody have any technical questions they'd like to bring before the net? Okay, well, no technical questions. So we'll move on to the Friday Night Fun Net DX Corner. Did you make any DX contacts this week? We'd like to hear them. So, okay. Anybody have any DX reports that they'd like to pass along at this time?
KD9MED.
K9MED. Okay, Kerry, what do you got for us?
Thank you, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. I only got on the air one day this week. Let's see. I made 23 new contacts, and that was with the 5-watt radio. So I guess the furthest one away was KD9MED. He's in Vancouver, Washington. Also, I contacted W9AXD. That's only the second time I've contacted them. The first time was a few weeks ago. I got the W9AXD/2 station, but I guess they're all in the same place. KD9MED.
Congratulations on making that contact with the station in Vancouver, Washington. Okay. Now, I'll go ahead and give you my DX report. I made a contact with that station, W9AXD, also in Long Island, on Long Island, New York. Let me get out my my logbook here. That's what happens when I gotta be shuffling papers around. All right. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, this was on this past Monday on 14.250 at 19:53 hours. He was it took about 2 minutes. I signed off at 19:54 hours. Yeah, he was Long Island, New York. So that I made a contact with that station too. The next day I checked in the old Miss net. It was on 14.290. I made contact with 4 stations. One is in New Hampshire, that's net control, and the other one, first contact with a station my first contact ever with a station in Oklahoma. Let's see. The net control station was a Whiskey 1 X-ray Mike in New Hampshire. My second contact was with the station in Oklahoma. Whiskey Delta 5 Charlie Sierra Kilo. Actually, he called me. And let's see. And the third contact was with Whiskey 2 Whiskey 2 Zulu Mike Zulu from New Jersey. And my final contact was with Kilo Delta 2 Delta Yankee Juliet, and I've come to find out he was in Kentucky. So those were my 4 contacts on the old MissNet. They're going to send me the necessary information in the mail. I was told if I get I have to send them $10 and I get a lifetime membership to that club.
KD9GDY.
Found an HF net that you can contact several of the members of, you know. That's the thing with the HF nets is some of the guys you can hear, some of the guys you can't, you know, and there's a lot of relays and things like that. But, yeah, that's very cool, Jimmy. The W9AXD that I worked is at their headquarters in Newington, Connecticut. It's that old red brick building that they've got there. It looks really nice. That's about it. KD9MED.
9GDY with the check-in.
By the way, KD9GDY, I've got you checked in, Jim. I'll get back to you in a minute. Oh, yeah, and by the way, yes, I made 18 contacts on Winter Field Day last Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I don't think I did anything on Sunday. Did you hear how it went with the Beloit Club? I know Kurt and some other folks were going up there, and I was just wondering how it went with them.
Yeah, I don't. Well, maybe Jim K9GDY might give us some information. I don't know. They did go up there with Matt W9AXD. So we'll just see what happens there. Let's see if I want to get the Jim K9GDY. Jim, I've got you checked in. Did you by chance go to that Winter Field Day?
KD9GDY, Jim up here on the north side of Beloit. That's a Roger. I was there. We had a great time. I think we're pretty successful. We really weren't going for points. We made it more of a social event, and I think everybody's happy. I think it was quite a success. I got a lot of other things to report too, Jimmy, but I don't want to hold it, so I'll kick it back to you for now. KD9GDY.
Okay, Jim. Well, you know, I can always call you back there. We're not doing anything. It's Friday night. Nobody's going anywhere. It's too cold. I'll get that. I'll say that sounds good. You can let me know how many contacts did you make in all?
Not sure exactly what the final count was. I was there on Sunday for a little bit, but I think the Greater Beloit Amateur Radio Club made over 300 contacts for Winter Field Day. I made about 10 CW contacts just for some multipliers. We also had some other digital that was qualified, so we made some other digital contacts, but mostly phone, and so there you have it on that. I did come home. I did make about a dozen contacts or better from my home QTH, not to turn in a log, but just to give some guys some QSOs with my own call sign. So All right, I got some other stuff to report. I don't know if you want to do that now or call me back later. Either way is fine with me. KD9GDY.
Okay, sounds good. I'll call you back later on during the night and we'll see what happens. Thanks for checking in, Jim. Okay, on Winterfield, I made 5 contacts with stations in New York. And let's see, one contact with station in Vermont, 1 station in Tennessee, let's see, 3 stations in Pennsylvania, 1 contact in West Virginia, and another station in North Dakota. My very first contact was a station in North Dakota. 1 contact from Virginia, another contact in Georgia, 1 more contact with let's see, with Rhode Island, 1 contact in Maryland, and 1 mobile ONN Ontario, Canada. That guy was in a mobile unit. 2 contacts in Virginia. Okay. I made 9 contacts on Saturday and 9 contacts on Sunday, both on 20 and 40. So, okay, Gary, that's my DX report. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Putting my papers away. Okay, does any other station have any DX reports they'd like to pass along?
9GDY.
Okay, Jim, go ahead.
As I've mentioned probably before, the month of January was a straight key month for the Straight Key Century Club. I did work all 50 states. I got all 50 states during the month, and I made a couple really nice DX contacts, but one I consider DX, and that's Hawaii. I worked KH6ZM Max in Hawaii on 160 meters. So for me, I think that was an incredible contact there. So that was probably one of the highlights of the month for me. Although I did work a lot of Europe, Japan, Australia. I worked all 6 continents. So all right, but that Hawaii one on 160. That was a new one for me. KD9GDY.
That's terrific. That's great. What was that call sign of that station again? What?
The Kilo Hotel 6 Zulu Mike. Kilo Hotel 6 Zulu Mike. That's Max in Hawaii.
That's great, Jim. Congratulations. Congratulations on your contact with the on Winterfield Day. I'm sure Kurt will probably get on the air here later on during the night. I'm sure he'll probably give us some more information about about your Winterfield Day. Well, I'm glad a good time was had by one and all. The weather wasn't the best; it was snowy, but at least you were inside.
Station, I want to jump in there again on that. That was not a Winterfield Day contact. That was a Straight Key Century Club. That's a Morse code Straight Key contact there in Hawaii. And by the way, I worked Max there in Hawaii on every band. I worked them on every band between 160 and 10 meters. That's 160, 80, 40, 20, 15, 17, 12, and 10 meters during the month. So, yeah, we must have had a we had a connection there for sure. KD9GDY. Now I'll let you take it there, Jimmy.
Okay, that was great there. In this month's CQ magazine, there was an article about the Straight Key Century Club. So that was that's pretty good there. So, Jim, thank you for checking the Friday night fun. I'm glad you had a wonderful time there last weekend.
Okay, Jimmy. Yeah, I've got COVID, by the way, right now, too. So, anyway, the first 2 days were miserable. I'm doing much better the last 3 days here. I think W9AW, which one of them that you worked, congrats on that. It's always great to work W9AW. But I think they're running slash like probably 2, 3, 4, 7, all of those. I think they're doing the call areas. They have somebody running the W9AW call slash whatever call area. So, yeah. So maybe you'll get an opportunity to even work some more. I don't know how long that goes for. All right, back to you there, Jimmy. KD9GDY.
Okay, I think he was on the air for about 2 or 3 days straight there, what have you. Yeah, he was in Long Island, New York there. I think he even gave out his real call, but he was using W9AXD. But okay, that sounds good. Okay, Jim. Hey, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net, and thanks for that DX report. Does any other station have any DX reports they'd like to pass along?
November Alpha 9, Lima Echo.
Okay, let me have that call again, please.
Yes, that's November Alpha 9, Lima Echo, NA9LE.
NA9LE. Hey, we haven't heard you in a while. Welcome back to Friday Night Fun Net. Okay, you have a DX report. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Propagation's working in my favor, so I'm getting in okay tonight. Most nights not so much, but I'm going to be on the lookout for 3 Yankee 0 Juliet, the Beauvais Island D-Expedition. Over the last 24 hours, they've been working on moving from Maritime Mobile to the actual Beauvais Island, and we'll be operating under that call sign, 3Y0J. So, rare one out there, so be on the lookout. NA9LE, back to that.
Congratulations, and let's hope you make a contact with that station there. That'd be great. Any other station have any DX reports you'd like to pass along? Okay, now we'll go ahead with the swap net. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be related to the hobbies of ramp trading or computers. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or possession of the person who wants to get rid of stuff. We mentioned prices over the air, but any haggling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any swap net traffic you'd like to pass along at this time? Okay, we'll move on then. There be no swap net traffic. Are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, well, let's go ahead with the round table here. Let's see, Gary, K9MED. What else? I don't have a topic tonight. What's going on with you? What kind of topics would you like to see brought up on the Friday Night Fun Net? Ham radio stuff, or what would you like to see? Do you have any ideas of what we could talk about?
This is KD9MED. Oh, what have I been up to? I've been spending a whole lot of time on the internet. After refusing to sign up for it, I finally got a Twitter account a couple of months ago, and there's so many bad things that people say about Twitter. But I've got mine set up so that it just delivers stuff to me about science and technology and computer programming and stuff like that. And for that, it's great. It's wonderful. I'm learning so much new stuff from my Twitter feed there, and it just consumes me. I want to cram it all into my head at once. Brief reset. Let's see. I did a project, and I wrote an article for the Ham Rag, so maybe that'll be in the February Ham Rag coming out soon. I hit a little milestone on another project this evening that I was working on. Got something working that was refusing to work. Now it works. Topics, I think, Jimmy, pick the topic that is most popular. I don't know what it is, but that's the one to pick. KD9MED.
Okay, Kerry, sounds good. I had thought about talking about what kind of telephones that you use, like you use landlines or cell phones or what have you. But I have to think. I would have to go through my archives. I think we might have did that a while back. So usually I don't like to do a topic so soon after I get done with after I do it the first time around. But that's what I was thinking about. I thought, well, you know what? Why don't we just if anybody wants to bring up something, they can just do that. We'll just not have a topic tonight. So I figured we can always do that tomorrow night during the Saturday evening rag tune net.
Yeah, I don't think it's something you should fret too much about. I guess one thing that I'm always curious about is what other guys in the group are doing with ham radio. Kind of curious about what their favorite modes are and like how many hours a week do they spend on the hobby. You know, how much time on operating, how much time on studying and reading and that sort of thing. I don't have any family obligations or anything like that, any social obligations, so I can afford to spend all my time on it, but I'm sure other people are more time constrained. KD9MED.
No, don't worry, Kerry. I don't have any family obligations either, except for well, the only time we get together is at Christmas time. Although we had our Christmas on Friday, December 30th, the day before the New Year's Eve. So that was definitely wrong with that. Other than that, we don't do anything. I'm done. I got all the time in the world, and I'm on the air. Ham radio wise from about shortly right after I get up or up to or whatever to just for a time I go to bed. And I always stay up late. Sometimes it's 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 in the morning before I even go to bed. And the radios are still on. So okay, Kerry. Hey, thanks for checking in and bringing in that DX report and what have you. So okay, Mike, KD9MED. What's going on with you? Any particular topics you'd like to see maybe brought up on the Friday Night Fun Net, or what do you got to say about that?
KD9MED here. Well, really, I don't know. I'm open to any topic, really, Jimmy. I mean, there's some things I could participate in, some I wouldn't. I'm not a really big sports fan, but I'm more on the technical side of things. So, but like I say, I'm open to anything, just about anything you can think of. That's KD9MED. Back to net.
I'm not. The only sport I follow is baseball, and that's it. And well, I like basketball at the high school level. I don't care for college or basketball or the pros. I just have no interest in that whatsoever. So that's about it. So, okay, sounds good, Mike. Let me know if you have any internet check-ins. So, okay, hey, how is your girlfriend coming along, or would you rather not say over the radio?
Oh, that's okay, Jimmy. Making progress every day. So, it's, just small steps and stuff, but at least things are going better.
That's good to hear, Mike. That's good to hear. Okay. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. So let me know if you have any internet check-ins. Okay, sounds good. Now this, okay, let's see. Norm, K9RFD. What's going on with you? Any topic of interest you'd like to see brought up on the Friday Night Fun Net?
KC9GCR, KC9RGG. Jim, I've always thought about a topic, and the topic would be you. You're an interesting guy, and we need to know a little bit more about you. So you should include a little bit in each one of these nets on who Jim Dorsey is and where he came from and what his family life was like and things like that, the school you went to. I find that absolutely interesting. And what's going on with me particularly is my call sign cap arrived today. When I met you last fall, last November, we went out for Thanksgiving dinner. The first thing you did when you left your apartment was you reached up in the closet and grabbed your call sign hat. And I said, I gotta have a call sign hat like that too. And particularly I need it for the social meeting, Sunday, May 21st. I'm gonna try to make it, and so I've now got a call sign cap thanks to your example that you exhibited, and I'll be there with my cap on. KC9GCR, KC9RGG.
That's great, Norm. Congratulations on that. I had that cap specially made at the Belvedere Ham Fest about a couple years ago. I had that one to replace the one that I had lost for whatever reason. But yeah, I only wear that cap on special occasions. I don't wear it every day. I don't want. The last thing I want to do is get it dirty or what have you. So that's definitely great. Yeah, I just celebrated my 75th birthday on Thursday of last week. I forgot to mention it during the net last week. Believe it or not, it was just a regular, normal day. No big celebration, no party or anything like that. I asked my brother-in-law and my sister when they had their 75th birthdays, did they do anything special? My brother-in-law told me, no, we didn't. Once you get our age, every year it's the same. I said, okay, I feel the same way. I decided not to have a birthday party. So yeah, I'm originally from Rydot, Illinois. That's my home. I can still consider it my hometown. So I went to Rydot grade school. Let me reset. I went to Rydot grade school too. It was a two-room schoolhouse. That's a first, second, and third grade in one room, fourth, fifth, sixth grade in another room. We had two teachers. We also had the janitor who was also drove school bus, bring up the kids from the surrounding farms there. I went to Freeport Junior High School, and after I went to Freeport High School, I graduated in 1967. So that was about it. And I became a CB radio operator back in 1975. I held that license for about 10 years before I gave it up and got out of it, and I became a ham radio operator back in 2004. By the way, which reminds me, next year I got to renew my license. So that's about it, Norm.
Well, that's great, Jim. As I say, you're an interesting guy, and you're making some fantastic contacts because I've seen your antenna. It's kind of stapled to the ceiling there in your apartment, and you're reaching out really good with that. So I think you're doing a great job with that, and congratulations. It's cold down here in the shack, Jim. I'm going to be going upstairs and hitting the sack. I can get under the covers. It'll be warm. So KC9GCR, KC9RGG, and I'll be listening for a while, but I'm going to hit the sack. Okay, Norm, sounds good. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Get like a little space heater or something downstairs. They can warm up that ham shack there. You don't want to suffer with all being cold down there. Norm, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. We'll definitely talk to you next week. Okay, KD9GDY. Jim, what else is going on with you? If you want to bring up something else about the field there, whatever, you go ahead.
Hey, Jimmy, KD9GDY and the Friday Night Fun Net. N9EGF Kevin, I know you know who that is. and KE9N, Kurt, I know you know who that is. They stopped out to the winter field day. So, and Kurt brought out a new guy. I met him for the first time and kind of showing him the ropes a little bit. And Kevin brought out his wife, the YL. And so it was great. We had pretty good turnout, and like I said, really had a great time fellowshipping with the other hams. So I did want to mention that, and good food too, by the way. That's important. All right, and we just ran 2 stations. We had 2 radios going, and they stayed pretty busy. So, all right, that's everything on that. Yeah, that NA9LE who checked in earlier, I worked him on the winter heat contest, which, by the way, Kevin, N9EGF, Kevin did pretty good in that winter heat, I think. He did marvelous. And I don't know how NA9LE did, but I bet you he did great too. So, but I worked him. I think he was the one that might have been like 82 miles for me, simplex. So let the repeater reset here. Yeah, he mentioned the call sign 3Y0J there, Bovette Island, and if anybody's listening, that's crazy because I think it's probably been decades since that place has been, that QTH has been activated. So I think it's been decades, and if you don't get them on this trip here, it might be decades again before they show up over there at Bovette Island. So if you got any inkling you might want to work them, go ahead and give it a good try, because that's going to be a hard one to get. I mean, that's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime radio expedition there. So, all right, I think that's it for now. I'll kick it back to you there, Jimmy, and yeah, you're doing a great job as always. Oh, has anybody heard anything much new about the Jefferson Ham Fest? I think I tried to look online, and I couldn't see where I could buy tickets and tables and all that yet, but maybe it's up and running now, their website. So, anyway, well, if you know anything on the Jefferson Ham Fest, let me know. I'd like to get a table up there, and I do plan on attending. KD9GDY, back to net.
Okay, that sounds good. If I hear anything with that, definitely, yeah, that's right. They'll be coming up along with Stoughton, Jefferson, Stoughton, and let's see, I mentioned the, Sterling Ham Fest, Sunday, March 19th at Sauk Valley Community College in Dixon. Of course, the Sandwich Ham Fest, Sunday, May 2nd. Call Richard, N9ZO. Area code 815-547-8686 if you want the $8 advance ticket. So, okay, then let's see, Starved Rock Ham Fest in June. Of course, at Belvedere, the granddaddy of them all, Belvedere Ham Fest at the end of September. Okay. Jim, thanks for checking in the Friday Night Fun. You have a good evening. Okay, NA9LE, are you still with us? What's going on with you?
NA9LE, I am here. Bovette Island, definitely the definition of rare DX. For winter heat, I finished off with 3,000, just 3 shy of 3,300 contacts, and including Illinois, it makes 5 states I contacted throughout the event. Got into Missouri, about a half a dozen guys in Iowa, Indiana, and GDY, I believe he is in Wisconsin up there, so that made 5. Had a really good time with that. My average contact distance was 53 miles, so I'm in a pretty good location out here, and with the extra people we got involved this year, it made it possible. So it's getting bigger every year, and hope to catch you out there next year. And NA9LE, back to net.
Okay, sounds good. That's good. We had a wonderful time at Winterfield. Hey, remember, it all starts again in 5 months with Summer Field Day. By the way, I just want to mention Norm, KD9NVN here in the Stevenson County. He got we got our place there set up for summer field day. It's going to be out at Flagstaff Hill and Craig Park on the southwest edge of Freeport. So definitely looking forward to that. So okay, that concludes my list. Do we have any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Jimmy, W9AXD, Chad up in Janesville. Good evening.
K9RFD Bob over here in Freeport, Jimmy, about a mile west of you. We're going to check in there real quick and make a short timer. I got to be leaving in about 5 minutes, so have a good night and talk to you later on 3-9, maybe next night or so.
Okay, sounds good there, Bob. You have a good evening. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Okay, W9AXD, Chad, got you checked in. What's going on with you? K9GCR, and anybody on the air, please acknowledge, did the repeater go off the air? Okay, oh boy, I didn't know what happened there. I thought, oh boy, maybe the repeater went. Okay, Mike, sounds good. Okay, do we have any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? You ever come home with your Friday night fish fries, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show? If you just turned your radio on, you've been copying the mail for about an hour. Do we have any more stations that want to check in? Please call now.
Did you copy my transmission, Jimmy? W9AXD.
Yeah, I don't know. I acknowledge you. I don't know what happened with the repeater, but we're back on the air. I've got you checked in. Did you want to participate, or were you checking in short time?
I'll say something. Make sure I'm on high power there. Nothing really going on here, Jimmy. Just waiting for next week to come around. It's supposed to be upper 40s maybe one day for the high, which is good. And let me see if I'm still in here. Okay. And then I was just talking about my simplex net, which is every Thursday at 7 p.m. on 146.400. And we had four check-ins last night, so a little bit better than the last couple of weeks. Encourage people to check in to that. So it's a lot of fun. So, and I remember, I'm not trying to be negative when I say this, but somebody in Madison a couple of years ago or so sent me an email telling me to quit advertising nets on the radio. But obviously I didn't take any heed to that. Hi. So anyway, Jimmy, I'll copy.
I copy you fine. No, okay, I got. Hey, you're welcome to advertise this net on your net. That's what I do all the other nets. Nobody said anything to me about. I'm just we're going to continue. I will continue to advertise other nets. We need more people checking into these nets. You know, the Friday Night Fun Net is not the only net in town. There are other nets that we'd like to see more people checking into.
Oh, I agree. And I was actually at my repeater in Madison. He didn't like that either. He sent me kind of a nasty email saying that I should stop doing it because nobody's going to flock to my repeater, which I don't expect that. I just want people to know it's there and let people know the net is there. So I didn't, needless to say, I didn't say much back, but it was kind of uncalled for, I think, what he was doing there. So anyhow, yeah, it'd be good to have people check into that net. It's a lot of fun. So it's fun to hear something. I don't know, Jimmy, if you run a net at that time, or are you just checking in? But even if you want to come check in and be in and out, that's perfectly fine too.
Sounds good. I will definitely remember that, because we got 7 p.m. on Thursdays on the 195 repair. We got the Thursday evening. We got the Northern Illinois Skywarn training net with the Ricky WX9RFD net control, and immediately found that net. I do the Thursday evening health and the tech net. So that's I'll just remember to do that. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet. It'd be nice to see who could hear who could hear you otherwise. Because I can always copy you now since I got this tower up. I can copy you on the input all the time. So it'd be fun to see who else could copy. And is this, I don't know if this repeater has EchoLink or if someone else puts this net on EchoLink, but once I get my repeater up here, the people who have a handheld in Janesville, I wonder if put that on my repeater with this net over there when it comes on the air, if that's something you'd like to have happen, maybe extend it here to Janesville so people, like I say, who have a handheld can check in if they can't get to this one.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, this repeater has EchoLink. However, it is only used when Bruce W4OLE from in Orlando, Florida, checks in. He gets a hold of Ron, the N2RON. He's in charge of the EchoLink there, but that's the only time it's ever used. Bruce used to be in this area. His call was originally W9OLE, but when he moved to Florida, he changed it to W4OLE so he can be in the Foreland. So that's the only time an EchoLink is ever used on this repeater anymore.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'd figure something else out then, but it'd be kind of fun to figure out a way to do that. Suppose if I get a link radio, I could switch the link around the link to here, but then they'd have to get permission from this club too, so it's kind of a hassle. So, all right, just a thought. So, and nothing else otherwise, Jimmy. What was the question here for tonight?
Well, I was asking the question, what would you like to see? What topics would you like to see here on the Friday Night Fun Net? Ham radio stuff or any other stuff you like to bring up or whatever?
I think obviously ham radio topics would be cool, but there's other topics I think non-ham radio related that we could talk about, as long as it's not politics or things like that. That could be kind of heated, I think. So I'd have to think about what specific topics, but maybe have a topic about like a Skywarn topic or something like that, or how many people have or plan to actively get involved with Skywarn activities. So I know I was involved in that here 20 years ago in Rock County, so that might be a good topic. What do you think, Jim?
Okay, son, that sounds good. Well, of course, we have our Northern Illinois Skywarn training that, as I mentioned, at 7 p.m. Thursday evenings on the 147-195 repeater. So that sounds good there. Okay, Chad. Hey, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you down the log. And how many check-ins did you have last night?
Yeah, we just had 4, including myself. I was net control. So we had myself, we had Joe, K9ZIP in Janesville, Jim, KD9GDY in Beloit, and Kevin, N9EGF in Roscoe. So that's all we had last night. So we'd like to get a little more on there. So go ahead.
Okay, sounds good, Chad. Hey, have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. And you're welcome to mention the Friday Night Fun net on your net. I will definitely mention your net on this one too. So thanks for checking in. You have a good evening.
All right, Jimmy, you too, buddy. It's always good talking to you, like I always say. So stay warm, everyone. It's going to be about, at least in Janesville, about maybe 3 degrees above tonight, which isn't so bad. There's no wind really, so it's pretty calm. So it might be fairly comfortable as long as you have a good jacket on. So everyone have a good night there and a good week. C9GCR and that W9AXD I'll be clear.
Okay, so you have a good evening. Okay, are there any more stations who would like to check into the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now.
KC9GCR, KD9HWK.
And A9LE, could I get a confirmation on that net time? I could hear them on the input, so I could definitely check in. And A9LE.
Okay, hold on there, K9HWK, Matt, I'll get back to you in a minute there. I got you checked in. That simplex net is held Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. on the 146.400 simplex frequency.
Thank you, 73, MA9LE.
Okay, you have a good evening, K9GCR. KD9HWK, well, hello, Matt. Pleasure to hear from you. What's going on with you?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just kind of taking it easy here tonight.
Okay, when are you going to be moving?
A week from Monday. So, unfortunately, I'll be taking down my last antenna here this weekend.
Well, at least you'll have some good weather anyway. Hey, I'll tell you what. We'll miss you on Monday nights there, but I'll tell you what. When you get your internet connected, make sure you check in the net with Mike K9MED down Rochelle. He live stream this net on the internet, and you can check in that way, and he in turn will relay your check in to me via the radio.
Roger that, Jimmy. Will do.
Okay. Thanks for all you did for the club there in the DeKalb, and hopefully we'll hear from you down the log.
Hi, Jimmy. Sounds good to me. KC9GCR, KD9HWK, QRT on your finals.
7-3. We'll look forward to hearing from you on this net via the internet. Thanks to my K9MED. 7-3. K9GCR. That was Matt, K9HWK, used to be net control of the Monday night Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club net, which meets on the Monday evenings at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb. I used to be able to get into that repeater when it was at its old location, but now that's at its present location. I can't get into it anymore, but at least I can hear it. Okay. Are there any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now.
Jimmy, I just wanted to say, WI9HF, I can get the DeKalb repeater. It's pretty good up here in Janesville, WI9HF.
Sounds good there, Chad. Well, that's great. You can pick them up there. That's good.
I just figured I'd put that in there really quick. So back to that, WI9HF.
He K9GCR, thanks for taking in, Chad. Any more stations you want to check in, please go now.
KD9GDY. Hi, Chad, by the way.
Hey, Jim. How you doing? W9AXD.
Hey, if you guys want to go back to rags, you go ahead. That's what the Kirk KD9N and Dean K9FLO do every Friday night. You want to get back to each other, go ahead.
Yeah, that's all, and it's good to hear him in there. Hey, I just talked to Ron, N2RON, down there on his EchoLink system, and yeah, he does. I wanted to find out if he's tapping into the repeater here, and he no longer does that. He mentioned that he did that for, he mentioned the guy's name, I've already lost it. But anyway, was it Wayne or something like that, and moved to Florida? But yeah, I just connected with him to see if there was a way to access this through EchoLink, and apparently there is not anymore, but he used to just do it as a favor at earlier times. So, all right, just letting you know, I was trying to check out the options there. KD9GDY, back to net.
You know, it might be fun, Jim, if he has EchoLink. I got to get mine hooked up here. It might be fun to connect. If he connects to my EchoLink and he can put that in down there on Simplex, maybe get see what that does.
Yeah, Chad. Well, Ron doesn't like to leave the thing unattended, so I think when he goes to bed or whatever, he doesn't like to just leave it open and linked in with other repeaters. He mentioned that to me. He's probably got reasons, and there may be certain times he'd be willing to do that, but I don't think it would be like a 24/7 type situation. So, okay, that's kind of just what I got from him, just talking to him just now. KD9GDY. I don't know, somebody pick it up.
I'll just sign off here. That's fine, Jim. Just figured I'd ask, and I might get mine hooked up anyway. So maybe we can get some people checking in otherwise. So WI9HF. Talk to you Thursday, probably, Jim. And back to you, Jimmy. WI9HF.
Okay, guys, thanks. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, that was Bruce, W4OLE. So, okay. So, thanks for the information. And EchoLink is no longer connected to this repeater. But thank you very much. This is what makes this net special, folks. You got it's like a SWATnet, TechNet, let's see, DX Reports, the RAG2Net, everybody, we're not a formal net anyway, so that's why a lot of people look forward to checking in every Friday night. So, okay, sounds good. Any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun net? Please go on out.
KD9MED.
K9MED, go ahead, Terry.
Jimmy, I got a question for you. Did you mention that there would be a license examination at the Freeport Public Library tomorrow at 12:30? Did I get that right?
QSL, Kerry, you did that. Yeah, it's going to take place, excuse me, tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library.
Do you know who I can contact to get this year's schedule for the Freeport ham license exams? I'm trying to keep the club website up to date here, and unlike in the past, they aren't putting up their license exam announcements up on the ARRL locator. Do you know who I contact about that?
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know who all is a VEC anymore, but you can contact Tony. Tony Bustos, K9RFD, and November 9 Alpha Romeo Bravo, and you can contact him if you like. I don't know what his email address is, but if you like, I can give you his phone number.
No, I've met him, and I have his email address. He would be probably the first guy I would think of off the top of my head, but I just wanted to find out if you knew for sure or not. that's all I've got. Thanks a lot, KD9MED.
You're welcome. You can contact. Like I said, he's someone else is more or less in charge of that anymore. I don't know who is, but I'm sure he can give you a lot of information about who's in charge and what have you. Okay, Kerry. Thanks for your inquiry. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transferring from Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. Are there any more stations you'd like to check in? Please call now. Okay, as I stated, there'll be a VE testing session here in Freeport tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library. Okay, what I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be reading several questions from the ARRL's Tech, General, and Extra Q&A books. We got a lot of people listening on scanners who are planning on coming to Freeport and taking the test. So, okay. First question, if I can find it here. Okay. Okay, here's the first question. What is the result of tuning an FM receiver above or below a signal's frequency? A, change in audio pitch. B, sideband inversion. C, generation of a heterodyne tone. D, distortion of the signal's audio. What is the result of tuning an FM receiver above or below a signal's frequency? A, change in audio pitch. B, sideband inversion. C, generation of a heterodyne tone. D, distortion of the signal's audio. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9MED is going to guess D delta.
You are correct, Gary. You are correct. What is the result of tuning an FM receiver above or below a signal's frequency? Correct answer is D delta. Distortion of the signal's audio. You will still hear the signal, but the audio will be distorted. Ham radio license manual, page 5-9. And the book almost closed on me. Let me find another question here. Okay. Okay. What type of current is opposed by resistance? A, direct current. B, alternating current. C, RF current. D, all these choices are correct. What type of current is opposed by resistance? A, direct current. B, alternating current. C, RF current. D, all these choices are correct. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9MED is feeling really good about D delta again.
Well, I'm glad you are, Kerry, because you're correct. What type of current is opposed by resistance? A, direct current. B, alternating current. C, RF current. Well, the correct answer is D delta. All these choices are correct. All materials oppose the flow of electrons through them, whether in the form of direct current, DC, or alternating current, AC, at power frequency frequencies like 60 hertz or RF that we use for our radio signals. Ham radio license manual, page 3-5. Find another one here. I'm going to skip these math questions here. Let's see. I'm going to find one here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. All right. Okay. Which of the following components can consist of 3 regions of semiconductor material? A, alternator. B, transistor. C, triode. D, pentagrid converter. I got the feeling I read this question a few weeks ago. Which of the following components can consist of 3 regions of semiconductor material? A, alternator. B, transistor. C, triode. D, pentagrid converter. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
B is in Bravo.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. Which of the following components can consist of 3 regions of semiconductor material? Correct answer is B, Bravo. Transistor. A transistor is made from up to 3 layers of P and N-type semiconductor material. Ham radio license manual, page 3-10. Okay. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ call seems too high or low? A, the AGC or limiter. B, the bandwidth selection. C, the tone squelch. D, the RIT or clarifier. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ call seems too high or too low? A, the AGC or limiter. B, the bandwidth selection. C, the tone squelch. D, the RIT or clarifier. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
NA9LE, D Delta.
NA9LE, you are correct. You are correct. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ call seems too high or low? Correct answer is D Delta, the RIT or clarifier. Receiver incremental tuning, or RIT, is a fine-tuning control used for SSB or CW operations. RIT or RIT allows the operator to adjust the receiver frequency without changing the transmitter frequency. This allows you to tune in a station that is slightly off frequency, or to adjust the pitch of an operator's voice that seems too high or low. Ham radio license manual, page 5-9. Okay. Which of the following should be considered when selecting an accessory SWR meter? A, the frequency and power level at which the measurements will be made. The distance that the meter will be located from the antenna. C, the type of modulation being used at the station. D, all these choices are correct. Which of the following should be considered when selecting an accessory SWR meter? A, the frequency and power level at which the measurements will be made. B, the distance that the meter will be located from the antenna. C, the types of modulation being used at the station. D, all these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
NA9LEA, Alpha.
Okay, come back with that, please.
A Alpha, NA9LE.
You are correct. You are correct. Which of the following should be considered when you selecting an accessory SWR meter? Correct answer is A Alpha. The frequency and power level at which the measurements will be made. SWR is the same everywhere along a feed line, but it's usually measured at the transmitter's connection to the feed line. An SWR meter is used to measure SWR and is often built into the transceiver. If an external or standalone SWR meter is used, be sure it is specified for the frequency range in use so that it will make accurate measurements. Read the license manual, page 4-10. Okay, one moment, please. Okay. What are the toughest questions in the text, general, or extra Q&A? Your tower questions, of course. You new listeners, you new hams, you're going to be taking your test here in Freeport tomorrow. You get your license someday, you're going to be part of a tower climbing expedition. You're going to be climbing the tower itself, or you're going to be part of the ground support crew. This next question, which I'm about to read, might put you over the top as far as getting your technician's license goes. Here we go. One moment, please. Okay. Which of the following is an important safety rule to remember when using a crank-up tower? A, this type of tower must never be painted. B, this type of tower must never be grounded. C, this type of tower must not be climbed unless it is retracted or mechanical safety locking devices have been installed. D, all of these choices are correct. Which of the following is an important safety rule to remember when using a crank-up tower? A, this type of tower must never be painted. B, this type of tower must never be grounded. C, this type of tower must not be climbed unless it is retracted or mechanical safety locking devices have been installed. D, all of these choices are correct. You tower climbers should know the correct answer to this question by heart. Anybody have the correct answer to this question?
KD9MED is going to guess C, Charlie.
You are correct, Terry. You are correct. Which of the following is an important safety rule to remember when using a crank-up tower? Correct answer is C, Charlie. This type of tower must not be climbed unless it is retracted or mechanical safety locking devices have been installed. Crank-up towers must be fully retracted or mechanical safety locking devices must have been installed. Never climb a crank-up tower supported only by the cable that supports the section. And read the license manual, page 9-19. Okay. This concludes this portion of Friday. Oh boy, I let go of the key there. This concludes this portion of Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. We're going to do some extra, and we're going to do some general and extra questions here. But before we do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Alpha Charlie 9, Golf Oscar, Larry and Rockton.
AC9GO, good evening, Larry. What's going on with you?
Hey, not a whole thing, just kind of winding down the day. How are things going tonight, Jimmy?
Things are going just fine. I was asking the question here, what kind of topics would you like to brought up here on the Friday Night Fun Net? Like to just ham radio stuff or other stuff, or what do I see? I didn't have a topic, and I didn't know the debating as to what to do with it. So, what do you say?
Oh, I'd like to hear people give their ideas as to what we should tell somebody that asks, why should I get into ham radio? And I'd be kind of interested to find out what people have to say.
That sounds like a good idea, Larry. Maybe that's what I should consider maybe on the future net. Thank you very much for that input there. I might consider it on one of these weeks.
All right. Sounds good. AC9GO.
Okay, Larry, sounds good. Thanks for checking in. Okay, any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
AC9GCR. K9FL, good evening, Jimmy.
K9FLO, good evening, Dean. Kurt, KD9N has not checked into the net there tonight, so, okay, what is going on with you?
Jimmy, good evening to everybody out there. It's Friday night again, and looking forward to the kind of warmer day tomorrow. Tired of the cold weather, but then it's been pretty darn good winter, so I guess I can't complain too loud there. Otherwise, not much happening here. We had a winter field day last week up at our club, Greater Beloit Amateur Radio Club, and had a really good time. And did a lot of contacts, and I think everybody was happy about the event, and that was probably the biggest excitement for me, at least last weekend up through this current time there, Jimmy.
Well, that's great. That's great. Who was it? Jim, KD9GDY, and NA9LE were talking about that. Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys had a successful field day.
That was very good. A little snowy. That did present an issue there, so we had one of the members get stuck, and I guess that had to be resolved. But otherwise, yeah, it was a good turnout. I think everybody had a good time, and got some good points. Yeah, the snow is to be expected, but it was a little bit more. And why it picked those 2 days, last Friday, Saturday, to do it, I have no idea. Maybe that's the ham radio god out there watching us, but it did. It was very challenging up here. But on the other hand, I think we probably had less snow here at the state line than what they did for the south in the Rockford area. I'm not sure on that, but everything was good. And of course, we always have a lot of goodies and things like that, and we survived it. So I guess that's the important thing there, Jimmy. KC9GCR, K9FLO.
That's great there, Dean. Yeah, I think back in the 2019 when we were going to have your winter field day, it got so cold, about 20, 30 degrees below zero, you decided to cancel it there. That's at the time you schedule, you don't know what kind of weather you're going to have that time. You don't.
Oh, that's very true, and you were absolutely right. I think that was 2019 we canceled it, and it was 32, 34 degrees below out at the location, so we canceled it. It's just better to be safe for everybody and not take any chances. But that's history. That's part of the event and all that. But yeah, those things happen, and it was cold, but it was cold everywhere that year. And you know, that's the worst one I can ever remember where we had even canceled it all. Otherwise, it's usually kind of like what this last one was last weekend. It's pretty typical there. You know, have a little bit of snow on the ground and be in at least in the 20s, although that was questionable on I think it was Saturday. It got in there, or Sunday. But anyway, everybody had a good time, and if they could make it there to the location, then it was good. But it was challenging. Mother Nature was not was putting up roadblocks for sure. KC9GCR, K9FO.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you had a good time this year's Winterfield Day. I made 18 contacts last weekend. I would have had 19, but I missed the guy's section number, and I was debating as to whether to enter it into the book or not. But after during this Saturday evening rank shooting last Saturday night, which we hold here on this repeater at 8 o'clock. I was mentioned about that. Some said they always put all the information in. Said they don't enter it into the logbook until they get all the information and stuff. So, after careful consideration, I decided not to enter that station in my log. But I made 9 contacts on Saturday, 9 contacts on Sunday for the total of 18 stations, and just as many. I was not able to make contact, although I tried my best, but that was the way it went.
Yeah, that's good. Well, that's what you got to do, and yeah, very good. So we're done with that. Now let's see, the next big event we have is the Jefferson Ham Fest, I think. And that's, March. I think first part of March. That's a good ham fest, indoor ham fest, and that one always has a really good turnout. I've always been very pleased when I participate in that ham fest. Things sell well, and that's why you go there and buy. There, Jimmy.
Yeah, earlier during the net, someone was inquiring about the Jefferson Ham Fest. I said, well, I'll find out for sure. We got several other ham fests. Let's see, Sterling Ham Fest will take place on Sunday, March 19th. So it's going to be held at Sauk Valley Community College in Dixon. And of course, we got the next big ham fest. We got the Sandwich Ham Fest. That's on Sunday, May the 7th. If you want advance tickets, it's $8. Call Richard, N9ZO, at area code 815-547-8686. He's got tickets in advance for that. If you want to purchase some from him.
All right, very good. And yeah, that's about it that I can think of. Hopefully the weather will be okay for the upcoming ham fest, and I'm usually have something to sell and have a little bit probably this year to unload. We have unfortunately some silent keys, and that's we we seem to have some equipment coming up available for sale, and not my choice. Anyway, Jimmy, that's about it from here. Talk to you later. Take care. And 7-3s, KC9GCR, K9FL.
Okay, Dean, sounds good. I also want to mention Sunday, May 21st, we're going to have some ham radio operators are going to get together. It's going to be a social and swap meet. It's going to take place on Sunday, May 21st, between the hours of 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's going to take place at Camp Winnebago, just north of Rockford on Main Street, and north of Bauer Drive, which used to be the old Harlem Road there. And there's going to be no tickets, no vendors, no VE testing sessions. Just going to be some hands getting together and socialize. They're going to bring some equipment. Anybody wants to buy anything, that'd be fine. And also, if you want to bring your own food and your own barbecue grill to cook your own stuff, you're welcome to do that too. We're going to call it like a guerrilla ham fest. So it's not sponsored by any club or organization. We're just going to be some ham radio operators just going to be getting together.
Is that used to be the YMCA camp area up off North Main? I think it was just west of the Highway 2 there, Jim.
I believe it used to be. I'm not familiar with the area, but yeah, I think that used to be the YMCA camp.
Okay, I didn't know they were doing that stuff, so that sounds good. Yeah, that'd be a good opportunity to get out there and enjoy the season change, hopefully for the good.
W9MBX.
I hear you. Stand by, Dean. W9MBX. Hello, Matt. Go ahead.
Yeah, W9MBX. I was just listening. I just got done with the basketball game. Didn't mean to bust in on your conversation, but yes, Dean, it is the YMCA. Go there, and never done it there before. I actually offered up the spot, so free of charge, and I think it'd be a good time.
Sounds good. Do you have some way to get the information out to everybody?
Yeah, it should be on the Rah-Rah website. I haven't checked it, but Jimmy's been pumping it out on the Fun Net and our Tuesday and Thursday nets that we have here, our Health and Tech Net.
Yeah, it sounds good. I'll get the information and get it up here and get the state line area with it, and hopefully Mother Nature be cooperative with us.
Yeah, I hope so. W9MBX, I'm at my QEH, so I'm going to be clear.
Okay, Matt, thanks for checking in. 7-3, have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the log. K9GCR, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun.
Hey, Matt, do you have can you email me that information?
I can. You're K9FLO. Are you on QRZ?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, if you could send me that, that'd be good.
Yeah, I'll definitely get that over to you. Larry, I don't know. There's 3 Larrys here. I can't remember which one it is. Oh, K9KZT. He's the one that really got this thing going, and I just got the spot. So I think there's a flyer, but yeah, I'll get you an email on that, Dean. No problem.
Maybe you ought to get Orsinger to come out here for that.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give him a call this weekend and tell him to put it on his calendar.
Yeah, he'll be too busy looking for game or something like that there, Matt. All right, very good. Thanks, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. W9MBX is clear, 73s.
7-3s, Matt, have a good evening. Talk to you later. K9GCR. Okay, Dean. Hey, I'm gonna let you go too. Thanks for checking in. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you next Friday night.
All right, Jimmy, take care. 7-3s. Have a great week. K9FL will be clear.
Okay, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday night fun net? You're coming home with your Friday night fish fries, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show. You just turned your radio on. You've been copying the mail for the last hour and 46 minutes. So this is your chance to check in the Friday night fun net from anywhere in the region. Without traffic, please call K9GCR.
KD9MED with a couple of internet check-ins for you, Jimmy.
Okay, Mike, go ahead with those check-ins.
Okay, if you haven't checked them in yet, please check in November 9er Whiskey Sierra Quebec N9WSQ. Don't have a name for that one, and also looks like Steve KC9IH if you haven't checked him in. Correction, make that Casey actually.
Now wait a minute. Let's get these N9 to WSQ. That's George. He's our club president of the K9RFD Repeater Association.
Okay, roger that.
And the other one was KC9IH, you say?
Yeah, it looks like that'd be Casey and LaSalle.
Okay, yeah, all right. I heard him tell. He checks into the night watch net. That'll be getting underway at 10 o'clock on the 443750. So, that sounds good. Okay, Mike. Thanks for doing that. Oh, okay. That sounds good. Okay. Any more stations watching the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay. I'm going to do a couple of questions from the, if I can find it here, the questions from the general Q&A, if I can find it. Okay. Oh, boy. I'll find it here. Okay. Okay. What signals are used to conduct a two-tone test? A. Two audio signals with the same frequency, shifted 90 degrees. B. Two non-harmonically related audio signals. C. Two swept frequency tones. D. Two audio frequency range square wave signals of equal amplitude. Let's make some adjustments here. I'll read this again. I hope you can hear this. What signals are used to conduct a two-tone test? A. Two audio signals of the same frequency are shifted 90 degrees. B. Two non-harmonically related audio signals. C. Two swept frequency tones. D. Two audio frequency range square wave signals of equal amplitude. Anybody have the correct answer to this question? Okay. What signals are used to conduct a two-tone test? Correct answer is B. Bravo. Two non-harmonically related audio signals. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna do one more last question, and I think that's what we're gonna do it. If I can find it here. Hold on. Okay. Okay. What aspect of an analog slow scan television signal encodes the brightness of the picture? A, tone frequency. B, tone amplitude. C, sync amplitude. D, sync frequency. What aspect of an analog slow scan television signal encodes the brightness of the picture? A, tone frequency. B, tone amplitude. C, sync amplitude. D, sync frequency. Anybody have the correct answer to this question? Okay. What aspect of an analog slow scan television signal encodes the brightness of the picture? Correct answer is A, alpha, tone frequency. Because HF signals experience frequent fading, amplitude is not used to encode the SSTV signal. Frequency of the received tones is unaffected by fading, however, and can be used to encode brightness or any control function of the signal. Extra class license manual page 8-23. This concludes Friday Night Fun Net trivia for this week. Those of you who are going to come to Freeport and take your tests tomorrow, your respective tests, let's hope you all pass, but flying colors. Again, let's pack the place tomorrow and see if we can get about 100 people to show up tomorrow. The weather's supposed to be a lot better than it was today. Okay. Any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net this time, please call now. Okay, I'm going to mention it now. I'm going to move and mention some of the other nets we have in the area. In about 6 or 7 minutes here, the Night Watch net will begin underway on a 443.750 repeater in Chicago with a PL 114.8 plus offset. That net runs every night of the week. If you can't get into the repeater, you can get in via the EchoLink. Don't forget about the Saturday evening rag-chew net tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. around this repeater. I will be at net control this week. We go around 2 or 3 or 4 times and we talk about different topics and what have you. That's what it's all about, rag-chewing. Well, they're showing downtown Rockford on Channel 39. The streets are empty. Everybody's at home listening to Friday Night Fun net. That's why the streets are empty in downtown Rockford. Okay, the Saturday Night Fun Net also takes place at 8 p.m. It's a new starting time now. It's held on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee. Well, actually, that repeater is located in New Berlin, Wisconsin. It has a PL 127.3 minus offset. You got to check in a certain way. So they have certain topics they talk about. I don't even bring it up on this net. Yeah, green. Oh yes, I just remembered something. This coming Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Make sure you tune into 3.905 75-80 meter band. Illinois statewide area net will be held on that frequency. Let's see that they'll call. Let's see it. They call every station statewide Lloyd, the KD9MED down Sterling. He's Whiteside County EC. He's also EC for IEMA region, District 2. He'll be running the net for this area. That's usually the first one that they call. They call Winnebago County, Stevenson County. If you're able to tune into that frequency, please do so and try to check into that net. Again, that's on 3.905 megahertz on the 75-80 meter band. Illinois statewide areas net. That's on the first and third Sundays of the month at 4:30 p.m. The Greene County Aries Races Net is held every Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 Repeater in Monroe. That has a PL of 123.0 minus offset. Stock K9YI is net control of that. And that's the combination Aries Races Ragged net. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun, and the W9AXD Repeater and Rockford transferring from Friday Night Fun to Central and Freeport. Do we have any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. Okay, continuing on with the net here, with the rundown of all the other nets we have. The Big Thunder Amps Radio Club holds its Sunday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 Repeater in the Belvedere, PL 100.0 plus offset. The Whiteside County Aries Races Group holds its Sunday evening net also at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 Repeater in Sterling, and the PL 114.8 minus offset. Shouldn't have any problem getting into that repeater. The antenna is located 300 feet in the air on Illinois State Police District 1 radio tower. Monday evenings at 7 p.m. here on this repeater. We got the Monday night rah-rah info net. Larry, K9KCT, and I share news and net control operator. He ran the net this past Monday, and I'll do the net this coming Monday. The Lee County Aries Races Group holds its Monday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 Repeater in Dixon. That has a PL of 82.5 minus offset. The Kishwaukee Amps Radio Club net meets on Monday evenings at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 Repeater in DeKalb. PL 100.0 minus offset. I used to be able to get into that repair, but since they moved to this present location, I can't get into it anymore. Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. We got the first of the two L detect nets on this repeater with Larry, K9H9GO. We ask everybody how they're doing health-wise and if they have any technical questions. Also at the same time, on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, PL 123.0 minus offset, the Rock County Aries Races Group holds its Tuesday evening net.
N9WFT calling 146.610.
Okay, there's a new net we just started about a month ago. The guys down in Ogle County are running that net. It's on the 146.595 simplex repeater. That's the Ogle County. That's their Ogle County Aries. That's their simplex frequency. That net is held at 8 p.m. 1 hour before the start of the Ogle County amateur radio net for Aries Skywarn. That then meets at 9 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with the PL 146.2 plus offset. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. we have the weekly Siemens County Aries net with yours truly. I had 3 check-ins, and the Greater Boyd Ham Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net at 7:30 p.m. on the 147.120 repeater in Boyd with a PL 123.0 plus offset. Also Wednesday evenings at 8 p.m. here in Freeport on 147.390 repeater. PL 114.8 plus offset. We have our Wednesday evening swap net. Mel, K9RFD, and I share the duties of net control operators. The swap net runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. to all traffic is handled. Bell brings us amateur radio news lines. 15 minutes independent news broadcast going entire to amateur radio. I forgot to mention the Stevens County Areas Net is also held on 3.9 Repeater.
Here's some good news. I have to work a half day tomorrow, and then I'm off for a week.
This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net at W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central here in Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, you know where your children are at.
You're rocking that FT950. That microphone phone is real good. I sure am glad to know that you got the 450.
Lockdown. At this moment, Winnebago County Jail is going into lockdown. Kerry, K9MED was telling me he listens to the jail frequencies on scanners every night at 10 p.m. at this time. Dispatch calls all the correctional officers. They announce lockdown. All the jailbirds are being put to bed now. Nighty-night.
You know, you were the first person that enlightened me to this thing about the balloon going.
Kilowatt, Echo 9 Norway checking in.
At 7 p.m. on the 147.195 repeater. We had the Northern Illinois Skywarn Training Net with Ricky. WX9RLT is your net control station. Immediately following that net, I host the Thursday evening health and tech net. And also at 7 p.m., the Chad, WI9HF hosts his simplex net. It's on the 146.400 simplex frequency. He had 4 check-ins last night. We would appreciate if you give him some more, give him a better turnout, if you would, please.
The repeater, and I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be political, man. Why are they allowing?
Okay, those of you on HF, the senile net is held every day, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 1400 and 1500 hours Zulu on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper side band with Chuck. KD9MED is your net control operator.
Well, I was watching it today, and
the mid-cars net meets on every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 10 a.m. on the 7.258 megahertz, 40 meters lower side band. The daytime Old Miss net meets at 12 noon on 14.290 megahertz, 20 meters upper side band. And that runs from 12 until 3 p.m. 1800 hours, 2100 hours. Then the nighttime Old Miss net is held on the 7.185 megahertz, 40 meters on the lower side band. I think that net gets underway at 6 o'clock or so.
But as it is technology, I'm very interested.
Now you're all caught up to date in your local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters. If you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means support your local repeaters. Okay, at this time, we have any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Services.
Kilowatt, Echo 9 Norway checking in.
Lewis.
KD9N, good evening, Kurt. I heard some good reports about your the winter field days up at Beloit.
Well, I'll tell you, we just had a great time. Everyone got along great. There was plenty of people there, and yeah, it was a real good deal.
National newscast in months, man. I just don't.
That is great. That's great. Well, I don't think Dean is on the air anymore, but he did check in. He did check in about a half hour ago.
Information, and you come up with your own idea.
Yeah, I figured he did. I didn't get a chance to lay down today, and I was really tired. Just in general, so I laid down, and well, the half hour turned into about an hour and a half. So. Isn't that the way it goes? So yeah, I wanted to jump in and say hello. And by the way, I don't know if Kevin is still listening. N9EGF, but it's actually his birthday today.
Basic, but I mean, it's all RF, right?
Okay, and I gotta see if he checked in. I don't think he's N9EGF, he has not, oh boy, he has not checked into this net at all tonight.
Well, maybe he went out for his birthday or something. Who knows? But anyhow, I know it was his birthday today. So I thought I'd check in and see how you're doing, Jimmy.
I'm doing fine. Speaking of winter field days, I made 18 contacts.
Well, first of all, Matt was there, and let's see, this was Saturday evening, and Matt and I went up there, and then, let me think here, Brian, VDX, or not VDX, KD9, oh, I can't remember the last part of his call. Anyhow, you know who it, QVB. He was helping them and teaching them a little bit about the radio, and he made some contacts and learned how to log and everything, and that went really good. Both of them were just excellent at that. And then Matt and I went up Sunday morning, and I was running the radio, and Matt was logging, and he did real good on picking up how to log with the computer. I was running the radio. I noticed our rate, meaning how many contacts per hour, at one time it peaked at about 107 an hour. We were moving right along. It was a real comfortable pace, and boy, 20 meters was wide open. We had everyone calling us, and so we did that for, gosh, I think maybe an hour and a half. And so I think everyone had a real good time.
That is great. That is definitely great there. So I'm glad everything. Oh yeah. Brian, KD9QDB, yeah, that he checked in. It was a short time tonight, but I'm glad you had a wonderful time. I sure did. 18 contacts I made. I should have had another one, but I lost the section number of that one station. So, and of course, I'm sure there was made contact with some stations that I was not successful in making contact with too. So, but I had a great first time. That's the largest, oh boy, that's the most contact I've ever made on from this QTH on winter field day or summer field day.
Hey, that's really good. Well, again, it was a good time, and there was plenty of food there. I wasn't necessarily real hungry, but they had pizza. Someone brought out a pot of chili, and you know, anytime you bring food, hams just kind of get attracted to it. It's a little bit like flies to fly paper, you know what I mean?
That's great. Well, Kurt, I'm glad you had a good, great time. Well, I got to say, it all starts again in about 5 months here with Summerfield Day.
Yeah, it's going to be on the way. Spring is on the way. So anyhow, like I said, I wanted to touch base with you and see how you're doing. So I'll turn it back to you, and I'll be listening for a bit then, Jimmy. KC9GCR, KD9MED.
Okay, Kurt, sounds good. Thanks for checking in. I'll probably be winding down this net here shortly, pretty soon. I think everybody's checked in who's going to check in. But thanks for checking in, Kurt. 773, you have a good evening. Talk to you down the hall.
Okay, see you later. KD9MED, I'll be clear.
Work my first.
K9GCR. Any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun net, please call now. Anybody have any additional questions, comments, strategies, or input they'd like to bring before the net?
W9AXD. But that's all good.
Okay, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Contact Ricky WX9RLT. Let me get on my papers here. Or contact Brad Alpha Hotel 2 India. You know him as WW9WWW or AA9G or WW2D. He's gone through so many call signs, it's pathetic. But he and Ricky, WX9RLT, are in charge of the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. If you go to the Facebook page, follow instructions, and you're good to go. And you can listen to this net as soon as my K9MED posts it. You can listen to past editions of the Friday Night Fun Net. Listen to last week's net. We were talking about Winter Field Day. Every night, the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, where it's Friday night, every night of the week. That's for sure. Then I want to tell you about you see update pictures of my Amtrak. You see it, pertinent information about the net. You even see weather information. So if you want to sign for the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, contact Brad AH2I or Ricky WX9RLT, and they'll get you signed up.
Tell you that, sir, on a serious note, I was very impressed how...
Then I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FN, 232-3636. The local Freeport number. You see pictures of it on the Facebook page. It's a traditional red desktop touch-tone telephone. We've not had any hotline check-ins tonight. When I'm transmitting, and if the phone rings, you definitely hear it. It's a real telephone ring, folks. Not that phony baloney cell phone ring.
As far as...
Okay, I guess we're just about ready to wind down this net here. I want to thank Kurt, KD9MED, Rob President, Rob Board of Directors, for allowing me to use this repeater to host the Friday Night Fun Net. So I'm going to run down the list of stations that checked in so far. K9YI, Common Road, checked in short time. It's my only early bird check-in. These are stations that checked in so far during the net. K9KGT, K9GBP, K9VU, K9EPZ, K9DDF, K9HKX, W9KLG, K9QPL, KD9QDB, N9CNW, K9MED, K9MED, myself, K9GCR, net control.
My technician.
K9RGG, KD9GDY, NA9LE, WI9HF, N9CXK, K9HWK, AC9GO, K9FLO, W3MBX, the two internet check-ins. George, N9WSQ, our club, K9 Repeater Association, club president, and K9IH in LaSalle. He checks into the Night Watch net, which is currently underway now on 1443.750 in Chicago. And last but certainly not least, Kurt, KD9MED. And one early bird check-in, I have told him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, 25 on-air check-ins, one early bird check-in. That leaves a total of 26 check-ins. Good turnout tonight, considering it's cold. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please go now.
And it's just a wild place, and there's so many cool pictures out there of what they call undercast. It's up so high that the clouds form underneath of it, and it looks like you're on an island out over an ocean or something. But anyway, today it looks like just within the last hour, the last one I saw was negative 104, but it looks like within the last hour they just hit a wind chill of negative 106, and I believe they had 100.
Okay. I don't know of any HF contests that are taking place this weekend, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and read the Amtrak code. 1. The Amtrak is considerate. He never knows he uses the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasure of others. 2. The Amtrak is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio Amtrak, his local club, and the American Radio Relay League, which Amtrak radios represent. 3. The Amtrak is progressive. Keeps his station abreast of science. It is well built and efficient. His operating practices above reproach.
Me on that, I think that...
4. The answer is friendly. Slow and patient sending when requested. Friendly advice and counsel to the beginner. Kindly assistance, cooperation, and consideration for the interests of others. These are remarks of the answer spirit. 5. The answer is balance. Radio is his hobby. He never allows him to interfere with any of his duties he owes to his home, his job, his school, or his community. 6. The answer is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country and his community. That's the answer's code. As Tony K9RFD Repeater always says, come to live by not only on the radio, but throughout life itself.
They keep calling it his...
This is K9RFD with the Friday Night Fun at the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford. Transmitting for Friday Night Fun in Central and Freeport. Are there any more stations I'd check in this time? Please call now.
They had like 5 inches of ice one time, way back in the long days ago. But yeah, this was a big one. They had a lot of ice down there. There's been up to 1 million people without power at one point, I believe. It's a bad one. And no, the seeds, man, the seeds are at Svalbard. I believe that's what it is. Svalbard, yeah. Juliet Whiskey 0 X-ray in ham radio terms.
Okay. Speaking of Tony K9RFD, it's time to do my honorary check. To put him down. K9RFD. Tony, HC honorary check, and then his better half. Tracy, N9EAB. Okay, HC honorary check-in.
Wilmington. South of my house.
Okay, we mustn't forget the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club south of Rockford. A9 Silver Fox Scott. HC honorary check-in. Justin. K9 SEO. HC honorary check-in. One of the best guys in the whole world. He doesn't check in every Friday night, but he listens every Friday night. Richard. N9ZO. HC honorary check-in. By the way, he has tickets for the upcoming Sandwich Ham Fest. $8 in advance. Give him a call at area code 815-547-8686 if you want tickets for the Sandwich Ham Fest. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's right. You already checked in AC9KZ. And, okay, HC honorary check-in, Mike. Okay.
Okay. I thought maybe that you might.
Wind chill comparison in Rockford, 21 degrees below zero at 9 a.m. today. At Mount Washington, New Hampshire, the wind chill reading was minus 108 degrees at 9 p.m. Today. So, thank God this weather is on its way out.
We're talking about Elon Musk, Jeff.
I got the news on, watching the Channel 17, the news there, and the WTVO. So, okay, let's see. All right.
Wait. Oh boy, looks kind of like he's got the opposite of a Beavis on top of his.
Oh, yeah. Rick, KD9 UDP. Rick, HC honorary check-in. And, oh yeah, WX9RLT. Ricky, HC honorary check-in. He's the host of the Northern Illinois Skywarn Trading Net, which meets on the 147195 repeater Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. Okay.
You know what, you...
Okay, let's see. All right, KD9. Oh. account with HCR checking and KD9LOA. Brandon and Lena, HCR checking. Okay, 36 check-ins. Well, they're showing downtown Rockford. Looking down Lyman Street, the streets are all empty. You know why? Everybody's at home listening to Friday Night Fun Net. Okay, do we have any more stations you want to check in? Please go on out. Okay, be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your brothers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews. Be sure you tell your grandparents, your in-laws, your next-door neighbors, across the street, down the street, and next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter at your convenience store. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at your local post office when you buy your stamps or envelopes. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at your local bank when you withdraw money or what have you. Be sure you tell your tax consultant tax season is underway. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your waiters, your waitresses, and your bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell your used car dealer, your garage mechanic. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your imams. Be sure, okay? Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, and of course your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun. The more check-ins, the better than that. Make sure you have valid FCC license before you check in. Sorry, folks, we do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, soapheads, potheads, telemarketers, jammers. Okay. Be sure you tell your. Let's see. If you don't back the blue, we don't take your check-ins. If you take a knee or clench your fist when the national anthem is being played, we don't take your check-ins. That's as plain and simple as that. Okay, folks, this was a very successful net. So far, we've had 36 check-ins overall. So, okay. There being no further business, this is the last call for any station who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net. We're in the region with ground traffic. Please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw.
For that, because Rob, the ear's getting pretty thin, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. The whole college thing is a joke. Forget about the college.
Okay, it was a great net tonight. I want to thank everybody for checking in. This concludes the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, February 3rd, 2023. I'm now going to close down this net and return to repair the frequency of normal amp radio use. At exactly 10:25 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 hours, 25 minutes Zulu time, with a total of 36 check-ins overall. This net is now closed and repair is now open for normal amp radio use. Everybody have a good evening. I'll talk to you tomorrow night on the Saturday Rag net. If I don't catch you tomorrow night, I'll catch you next. Otherwise, I'll catch you next Friday night at 8 o'clock on the Friday Night Fun Net. This is K9GCR. I wish you all a very pleasant good night. 7 degrees. Have a good evening. KD9 MED, KD9MED, K9GCR.
The tickets,
KD9MED.
it has anything to do with the
Go ahead and post it, Mike. Unofficial count of 36 check-ins overall. And the net ran for exactly 2 hours, 25 minutes.
I do have to.
All right, Jimmy. We'll get the live stream will be posted as soon as it gets shut down here. This is KD9MED clear in 73.
Wants to jump in and.
Sounds great, Mike. Thanks for all you do. K9GCR will be clear. Good night.
BQ9WFT, sir. I want you to know that I'm very grateful that you gave me a shout out. God bless you and